Yes, you'll have to forgive me if the stream keeps freezing. It is now saying that the bit rate is a bit unstable, but it was saying excellent and still I got kicked off. We've got winds of 50 k's here at the moment. Seabrooks, welcome in. We've got winds of 50 k's here at the moment, and it's enough to tamper with electricity. My fence, the fence at the back of my place. Mystical Wim, welcome in. It's enough to tamper with the fence at the back of my place. It's swaying like you would not believe. But I do get that there's this hidden job opportunity. And that's the main focus of the read. The VIP cards told you not to be shocked if there was an older conversation going on. It could have romantic undertones. Otherwise, it's just very supportive. But I definitely get a significant job opportunity that is divine timing. It is going to shock. The same way the divine timing of the older person with possible romantic interest is going to shock. And hopefully that resonates, Peachy, because I feel not only affection but wisdom. Now, when I feel affection in this way, it could possibly be long-term mentoring. But I also feel the affection in that way with romantic connections. Doesn't always have to be. And it brings something to mind for me, because I was going to read this out yesterday, but I didn't get my internet back up and running until today. Well, late last night, like 11 p.m. last night. And as I said, this is from a medium in my area, a psychic medium in my area, very well respected. And they posted something that was interesting and also relevant to me. I was speaking about a possible romantic connection here, and that triggered me to remember this. And his name's Greg Riley. He is on Facebook. Don't know about Instagram, but he also has a podcast for men. Straight men, that is. I could not believe what I was hearing. I just had a stand-up argument with a client about the session I had given her. And I think this just reinforced why, in the end, I hated giving readings so much. Now, I haven't got to the stage that Greg has there. I still love it. His name's Greg Riley. Or Pidash. Or Brapadash. But I haven't got to the same stage as Greg in I still love giving readings. And he's talking about the client. She was yelling at me that she did not want a coaching or counselling session. She wanted to know when she was going to meet her soulmate. Her regular psychic was not available, and she had promised her that she was going to meet him in June. We were now in October. She had given a detailed description of him, even down to a name, but yet he was still to appear. She was very angry that I had totally different position to her other psychic. And I was quite frustrated that anything I was saying was being rejected outright. She only wanted to know where he was. You could see she was desperate to be in a relationship with someone. But coming from this place, as I said, was not a good option. And this is the problem with psychics. They do not understand human behaviour. I can cross that off my list because, like Greg, I do have a background in human behaviour. Sure, this psychic may have given her hope and made her feel good. But it does damage in the long run. Real damage. Because all we really want as a human is to be loved and accepted. But we need to know why humans behave the way we do at a very deep level. See, this person had come from 3 failed relationships. One was abusive, one was completely absent, and the other cheated on her. Her self-love and self-belief was 0. So I explained this to her and what would happen really to her based on where she was right now, which was she was going to attract the same person, because a high value person, and I've changed man to person here, a high value person does not want to be with somebody who has 0 self-love and belief, that has done 0 self-work to heal, just wants someone to fix and love them. Because if you have an empty well, there's 0 chance for you to express any love. What you express is not love. It may feel like love, but it is not love. It's codependency. I asked here a simple question. Where are you loving from? It was fear. That is not love. That is no way to start a relationship. Usually I would just end, this is Greg saying, usually I would just end the session there and leave them to go back to the normal brilliant psychic, as they had said to Greg. But something inside of Greg said, don't give up. So we sat down and I listened to her. The story was horrible. Literally horrible. I could understand why she was so addicted to the hope these psychics were giving her. Because it made her feel good at the time, but left her worse off, and she started to think she was even more unlovable because these people had not presented in her life. I could tell she was not angry at me now. She was just venting because she was doing what she thought was right. But after talking with Greg, she realized that she had been conned all along, and for the first time, someone was telling her the truth. And it hurt. Then it happened. The tears just started to flow. And I'd really said not that much. When they say the healing is in the silence between words, they're right. She had been holding all this for so long, and when it appeared she'd been holding all this for so long, and in what appeared an instant, things changed. You could see a shift in her eyes and energy. This isn't just a little story I'm sharing. It contains a super powerful lesson for you too. It's that if you want real transformation You have to take accountability of your situation to see what is really happening, to have the courage to go deep in the darkness, because that's where the light lies. That is where the healing, transformation and growth emerges. Just think of a seed underneath the soil. It's dark, humid, hot, horrible, and dark. And all you want to do is escape. So it's where the healing happens. And the healing is beautiful. It perfectly demonstrates the healing that can happen when we accept things as they are. Acknowledge the past. Stop looking for someone else to try and fix it, or take that pain away. Magic can happen. 3 weeks later, Greg received an email from the friend that had referred her, one, apologising for the behaviour to start with, and two, not that she would ever admit it, but it was exactly what she needed, and probably was the most profound experience ever. And if you look in the About Me section of my Twitch feed, my only goal here is not to totally predict the future, because the future can happen in so many different ways. That's up to the universe on how. Yes, psychics can see. Yes, psychics can intuit. And sometimes I do quite well. But I'm human too. I can be wrong. So putting faith in what a reader says is a little risky. And it's one of the reasons that I've ticked gambling as, when you have to put in the risks that a person may take if they come to your stream. That's why I've put in gambling. Because you're gambling that I'm 100% right. And I'm human. I'm not going to ever claim that. But in the sense that we are all spiritually connected. And yes, energy matters. And Supra, welcome in. So I have noticed some viewers slip probably because of my bit rate being off. Oh, it's gone back to excellent. Yay. And that's how Greg and I feel exactly the same way about readings. Although I haven't lost my love for them, he has. And as life coaches, we're both life coaches. I've got a psychological background. Greg's got a psychological background. And so we have some idea of the importance that you place on us as readers. And I never take that responsibility lightly. So just keep that in mind if I do read for you and something's not quite sitting right. Jing, you are up next. Well, there you go. I got my psych degree in 99. I got my postgraduate degree in 2000. So, yes, I am back, Cash Canine. Oh, you're welcome, Peachy. But it just goes to show, if I pick something up, keep it in the back of your mind. Don't let it rule your life. And you have the psych degrees too. There you are. We're drawn to healing fellow humans. We're really drawn to healing fellow humans. I know the title still says Feedback Friday, Sylvie, because Twitch wouldn't let me change it. Twitch would not let me change it. And Jing, I know Jing Okay, Jing joins the queue and then goes off and visits others, so Jing misses out. Let's see. Which I think Cash Canine, you know what that means. You're next. Okay. My guide told me different cards. I feel like you've been doing the out and about thing. Cash Canine. You've actually got out in society. Yeah, you know how I work by now, Cash Canine. I tune into your energy first, then I turn over the cards. Yes, you've got out and about. And do you want the truth? If you want a fluff piece to make you feel good, I can give you that too. But if you want the truth, I can let you know from my perspective what the truth is. No matter who you are. No matter who you are. I can let you know the truth. People will always judge you. Always. People will always judge you. Particularly if they're a stranger to you. Now, I'm quoting, I'm just trying to, Mitch Albom. I'm quoting Mitch Albom at the moment. He did Tuesdays with Maury and also 5 People You Meet in Heaven. And one of the quotes is, strangers are just people you haven't come to know yet. It doesn't mean you have to like them, but you have to know them in order to make an assessment. And unfortunately, we live in a society that makes that assessment way too quick. And or Brapidash, if you've done your studies, you actually know that we're hardwired to make those snap decisions, to save us time, to fill in the gaps. And to deny that it happens would be ridiculous. But they are going to make snap decisions, but they are strangers. Once they get to know us, we can choose the energy we show them. You love Tuesdays with Maury? Yeah, so did I. It was my wake up. It's a sad movie, but at the same time it's inspiring. Okay. I feel like, Cash Canine, you're actually speaking about somebody online. The people in your circle to be curious about. I feel like you're speaking about somebody online. And I want to say this, somebody online praises you. They're not honest. I hate to say that, but they're not honest. You deserve much better and will get much better. But I feel like the much better is out in the real world. I feel like it's an online person praising you. But I want to say, ask yourself, could a computer generated answer? No, I don't get a name. Cash Canine, if I got a name, I'd tell you. It's someone you have affection for. That's all I can tell. That's all I can tell from the cards. But I get that the person that is going to fill this void for you is out in the real world. I feel you will meet out in the real world. Dare I say it, at an entertainment where, you know, where they sell gaming stuff. it's like a retail outlet where I don't know if stores are different worldwide. Here in Australia, we don't have Best Buy. But if Best Buy have a section for gaming equipment, or they sell games there, then it could be Best Buy. Because I get that you will have something in common with this person you run into. But you will meet in real life. And remember what I just read out. I know you drifted away, Cash Canine. What I just read out would have been so relevant to you. I'm sorry you missed it. Because it was about how we can pin our hopes on a tarot read to the point that it closes our mind off to other possibilities. And closing our mind off to other possibilities actually wounds us, wounds the person getting a read. So put this in the back of your mind. Go about your day-to-day activities, and then if it does come up, and that's why I've got Feedback Friday. So give me feedback. Yeah, stay open. And also ask yourself where your love comes from. Because if you've got an empty love well, you're loving from fear. And those magnificent people that are out there that truly do want what you want, they're not going to love an empty well. Because what they're getting coming out is fear. They're not getting love. So just remember that. Fill your love well first. But your love well's going to be totally different than another person's. And so that's where the compromise comes in, is when we're taking from each other's love well. And it should be equal. So neither well ends up empty. And hopefully that resonates, Cash Canine. I think it will. I know it's metaphorical, but I really think it will. Or Brapadash, you are up. Okay. And I'm feeling like